Well, here's my next greatest adventure. This is a very early, I think it's 20s or 30s, Harmony, Monterey, one of these famous old arch tops, and it's definitely showing signs of some finish deterioration. The bridge is kind of broken, and well, we've got some separation here. The back's coming off in a few places. There we go. And down here on the bottom as well, there's some finish coming off, or the back coming off. The neck is quite badly worn and charred, and looks like it's been banged against something a lot. Nice old tuners, very butterscotchy in color, and yeah, the logo's still in pretty good condition. Fretboard doesn't look terrible, frets don't look terrible, and it's got the neck has got to come off. It's loose here at the back. It's coming off. It should be an easy removal, but it's caved in. I don't know if this is going to show it, but the fret's missing and everything is hinged right there. It's got definitely a change in angle at that point. So here we go. I'm going to see if we can make this into something playable. Belongs to a family that it's a bit of an heirloom. It's important to the family, and I hope we can restore it in a way that they'll be proud to not only hang it on the wall, but pull it down and play it too. So here we go. Do an internal inspection on this as well and make sure that there's no main beams aren't broken or loose. Let's see if everything's intact. We've got model number here of H950. But I don't see a date stamp. It says made in USA. So just throw in a little boiled linseed oil. Let's see if we can relax the crispy finish of it. So it's not wanting to chip anymore. More than it would have. I'm going to heat up this fretboard over the body and see if we can get that loose today. I think the neck is going to come off pretty easy. I can see gaps around it, so that's probably not a problem. But this tail piece, or the fretboard over the body is. So the fretboard is very dry. But it's coming off. There it is. Whew. Yeah, much of the fretboard is it's just rotten. But we can fix that. Now to get the neck out. The neck is definitely loose. I don't know if it shows up there at all, but yeah, it's pretty loose. So it's going to come out of there fairly easy, I think. Seems to be glued a little bit on one side, and I think it will press out. Try and get rid of these fret sprouts. The fretboard is badly indented, lots of gouges, so we'll have to fill that. Try and flatten that out. Look on the back of this neck a bit too, it's got lots of gouges. This is pre-steel rod enforcements, and definitely pre-truss rod, adjustable truss rods, but even steel reinforcement. So I suspect this is a pretty old one. So we're going to get this crack cleaned up, filled up, glued up, and the edge, back. Okay, clamps. Well, since last had the camera on, we've glued up the back in a couple of places, and this should be all the glue-ups that we need. Everything else is secure. And of course, we put the neck on, back on. That all looks good. We're going to continue with the touch-ups. I've done some of the touch-ups at the top. Still a little to do, and then some cleanup and the edging and stuff, and some polishing, but it's coming fine. And also I've refinished the neck at the back that was so badly beat up and scarred. So that's pretty much done. I've clear coated some of the surfaces here, so I think it's closer to being able to put back on. I'll be do a little bit of polishing yet. We'll get that done here right away. There was some major finger marks and gouges in the fretboard, and I've filled those with some of the fretboard sanding dust and some CA glue, and just in the final touches of filling those last little pock marks and cracks and getting that resolved. There's a couple more cracks in here I want to fill. Just using some really thin CA glue that will hopefully feed down into those cracks, seal them up. So while we have glue drying up and setting, and we're going to clean up the hardware. These appear to be the original tuners. Some of them were bent. I've straightened them out, and fortunately didn't break them off, because that can often happen. They're not perfectly smooth, but I don't think they ever were. So this one I've got cleaned up, and it's looking pretty good, nice and shiny brass. And this one I have left to do. It's as you can tell, it's not quite the same color, so we're gonna get all that old grunge and rust off of them and make them look semi-new again. So next on the agenda here is we've got this fretboard looking actually pretty nice. I'm quite happy with that. We'll oil it and everything before it goes back on so it'll even look better. But it's coming away here, it's loose, so we're gonna get some glue in there, and we're gonna put this end of the fretboard back on, and it'll glue down to the dovetail here, I think, quite well. And get that all together. Yeah, it should work. Just using Titebond original. Just in case this neck or fretboard ever had to come off again, it can happen. Hopefully that never happens, but it never needs to happen. Get some glue on here as well, just to be double sure. So I've put several coats of clear lacquer over top of this. Did it out in the shop, so I didn't film that. But then I did some wet sanding on it and some more clear lacquer, and now I'm just going over it with some polishing wax. And I think we've got most of the aged cracking on the surface kind of covered up, or at least disguised, I guess. I'll never get rid of it entirely. And it's getting close to the next step, which is get the neck adjusted on it, and then we'll reset it when we glue it. Do a little cleaning and vacuuming out the interior of it as well here in a moment. Okay, waiting for the new bridge to arrive, and so it's going to be a little while. We're going to just start putting some things back together again, and we've got the neck adjusted so that it's looks like it's pretty much bang on, but I don't want to finalize that until I get the new bridge. Just make sure that we get a good match. So, kind of getting down to some of the final stages here. We've got the tuners all in, we've got the pick guard sort of mounted. I have to take it off again to get into these frets, but the neck's glued on. I think the angle is set pretty nicely. My bridge is supposed to arrive today, so if that comes in, we may get some strings on this by later this afternoon. I've checked the fretboard, and it's not wonderful. It's probably in the neighborhood of, here's let's see, 9 thousandths. That's what we've got. Yeah, just feel that touch in there. So we've got about 9 thousandths relief on the neck right now. I've started to level out the frets. We had a number of high ones and they're all over the place, so I think we're getting pretty close on that. We're going to check it again here now. Still a little high. Got some rocking here, but this is where the fretboard is going down onto the body, so I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah. Okay. Let's try and level this out a little bit more. This one also, this one's loose, so we'll do that one as well. You can generally hear it. It's got a vibration. It doesn't sound great, so. Okay, now we're going to recrown these. coat of boiled linseed oil. Leave that on just a minute and take it right back off, so it doesn't get all gummy. It does seal that fretboard, and this fretboard needs some sealing. These necks of this age of instrument do not have a truss rod, and they don't have steel reinforcement. They are simply the strength of these little bit thick necks. This one is not terribly thick, but we're going to play it on the safe side. We're going to use silken steel strings. These are Ernie Ball earthwoods, and they're just a lower tension and softer and easier on the guitar. So that's what we're putting on. So the bridge and saddle came in this afternoon as promised, and it looks really nice. It's an ebony bridge, nice brass fittings, and it's all intonated across here, so that's looking good. Now, just going to mark the bottom of this so we can see where the sanding has taken place. And I'm going to continue to sand off the bottom of the feet of the bridge so that it lines up with the top of the instrument as close as we can get it. Okay, so winding up some of the details here. Just finished putting the pick guard back on and adjusting it down a little bit. It was a little high, so I got that down. I've filed all the nut slots down and got it set, so we've got it'll hold this pick in there now, and just really nicely. So it's going to make it so much easier to play. I know that's the original nut, and it's just and it's never been adjusted properly. So after all these years, whoever played it was determined. Let's put it that way, because it would be hard to play. Anyway, I've set the intonation, set the nut height. We've got the action down here, just a nice place. It's set about 90 thousandths, 80 thousandths on the high E side. So yeah, pretty good action. Relief is a little higher than I would like to see, but there's really no way of changing that without taking the fretboard off and doing major surgery. And it's not bad. It's just a little higher than I would like. So that's good. So now what? Last thing we have to do, I've got got a couple of high frets in here someplace. I'm going to have to dress those out. And but it's I think it's, let's see if it's in tune. Got really good volume for one of these. They're not known for having much volume, but this one's pretty good. Yeah, I like it. It's ready to go back to its owners, and hopefully they see some value in all the things we've done here. I think they will. Anyway, let's wrap this up.